Oh man, a major crypto rug pull on the level of Terra Luna and FTX. Mantra losing over $6 billion of people's funds in hours. Look at this chart, guys. This is absolute insanity. This is not a meme coin you're looking at. This is not pump fund. This is not a small market cap project. This is a multi-billion-dollar utility token. Real world assets, $6 billion evaporated in hours. Many people affected. What is going on? What happened here? Who is at fault? Let's try to find out exactly what we're seeing here. It's been an insane 12 hours or so here in the trenches, and trenches is exactly how it's responding, because this is not the chart of a solid project. I mean, this is a project which, full transparency, I held some. Not crazy amount, but I held some. Dubai developer Damac signs $1 billion deal with blockchain platform Mantra. This was a, to all intents and purposes, a real project with real partnerships, real utility, to then wake up on a Sunday, depending on what time zone you're in, and see this candlestick of 75%. I mean, in essence, it lost 90% of its value in an hour, right? Unless you're sitting at the charts, glued to the charts, or you had some sort of automatic stop loss, which would have had slippage anyway, and you would have got wrecked anyway, you were wiped out. And this really is hugely defaming for the crypto space. It's one thing for a meme coin to rug. It's one thing for a pump fund coin to rug. I mean, people know the risk here, but this is a top 20 coin, billions of dollars, and this is up there in the level of Terra Luna. Of course, it's a different kind of setup here in terms of what's going on, but let's try to understand what is going on. I mean, you had the founder come out, and I do just want to clarify one thing first before I go into the founder. Like, it's been bad comms, guys. Bad comms. I tweeted this earlier. Patrick Mullin, who's the CEO, dealing with his crisis moment in the worst way possible thus far. Not enough comms. Look at how Bybit dealt with the Bybit hack and kept comms running with full transparency. And you're doing selective interviews with journalists, which is not the way. Spin up a live stream or a space ASAP and speak to the community, right? And this is the community's frustration right now. You need to speak to the people, right? There are people who have lost their life savings in this project right now, and you can't spin up a live stream. Instead, you're sitting here, retweeting that you're gonna do some interviews with certain select people. I mean, you're gonna do an interview with Zach Guzman. Guess what interview I remember him doing? He did the Do Kwon interview. How convenient you want to do an interview with one of these guys who's going to ask you the nice questions, pre-sharing those questions with you, so you got a textbook answer to give. What is going on? Let's take a look at the timeline of what happened. 14 hours ago, you got the message from Mantra saying, Mantra community, we want to assure you that Mantra is fundamentally strong. Today's activity was triggered by reckless liquidations. Not anything to do with the project. Now remember, guys, this is a project with very bad tokenomics. I mean, if you look at the top holders, they held a large percentage of the supply, which of course, if you follow this channel, you know not to hold these kind of projects, right? It's one of the reasons why you never, fortunately, saw me making lots of videos about this project, because I just kind of took a little bit of a risk on it in my own portfolio with a very small controlled amount. But this is not something I'd feel confident making many videos about, saying, I'm investing in this, I'm investing, I love this project. No. The tokenomics were not good. And even if you look at the price action, I mean, obviously hindsight is so bliss, but even if you look at the price action in hindsight, you can see like it started having days where it was just this kind of action in hindsight is very, choppy, very, manipulated. If you're to look at the price action, this is a little bit of a problem here, right? Like this is not natural price action. And that makes sense now when you start to look at the ramifications we're starting to see. So let's now jump back into what then Mullin then said afterwards. Let me pull up the next tweet in line that he says. It was this one. He goes, first off, the team and I greatly appreciate the support that we received over the past several hours, which believes a testament to the strong community. No one cares. We have determined that the on-market movements were triggered by reckless false closures initiated by centralized exchanges. So they're saying we've not rugged the project, right? Us large token holders, we still hold our tokens. It's the exchanges that were forcing liquidations on a Sunday where the liquidity was very low. Let's keep reading here. The timing and depth of the crash suggests that a very sudden closure of account positions was initiated without sufficient warning or notice. That this happened during low liquidity hours on a Sunday evening UTC points to a degree of negligence at best, or possibly intentional market positioning taken by the exchanges. Wow, so OM's position here is that we just got attacked by an exchange. Now, I do want to jump you over to a response from Binance, who said the following. Binance is aware that the Nathan token of Mantra has experienced significant price volatility, and our initial findings indicate that the developments over the past days are a result of cross-exchange liquidations. Since October of last year, Binance has implemented various risk control measures, including reducing the leverage levels with regard to the token. Binance consistently monitors leverage levels and makes adjustments according to market conditions for risk controls. In other words, Binance saw something going on here. They've made an adjustment to their risk management, which has, of course, impacted them. Since January this year, Binance has also issued a pop-up warning for on its spot trading page to inform users that the token has undergone significant changes to its tokenomics, increasing its supply. We remain dedicated to monitoring the situation closely and will continue to take appropriate actions to protect our users and maintain the integrity of the platform. So that's the response from Binance's customer support. Again, let's carry on here with what the CEO of Mantra said. Centralized exchange partners play an important role in providing liquidity to projects like ours. We work closely with them. However, they continue to exercise enormously high levels of discretion. When discretionary powers are exercised due to internal and external oversight, dislocations like what recently happened can occur and will occur, hurting both projects and investors alike. To be clear, the dislocation was not caused by the team, the Mantra Chain Association, its core advisors, or Mantra's investors selling tokens. Tokens remain locked and subject to the published vesting periods. Tokenomics remains intact, as shared last week in our latest token report. Our token wallet addresses are online and visible. Okay, this is a lot to take in, guys. A lot to take in for a project when you face it is sitting here, and I'm seeing a lot of messages on Twitter and people buying the dip and trying to short it and others trying to long it from the bottom. Guys, do yourself a favor and stay away. Why are you playing these games? Why do you continuously wreck yourself? I mean, I've lost on Luna as well, and people tried to play the same game. People then bought Luna Classic when they forked as well. Don't fall for this drama. Stay level-headed. Get yourself back on your focus portfolio and keep it moving. But this is a damning thing, because this is a top project, right? We're not talking about a meme coin. We're not talking about somebody being reckless and deserve to getting hit. This is to all intents and purposes a dumping. Whether it's fraudulent, whether it's a rug pull, whether it's the exchange liquidating, whatever, this is not normal, right? This doesn't happen with other top projects on CoinMarketCap. You don't see this happening with the other 10 which have been around for many cycles. And this leads you into a bit of a pickle, because if this is happening with a top project, it really is a scathing look on crypto. And crypto is trying to, give itself a makeover, all right? You got a pro-US government for crypto. We're trying to move things forward. We're trying to show that we're a mature asset class with ETFs, with all these things. And yet time and time again, we slap ourselves in the faces by trusting, these types of projects, which ultimately get us wrecked, right? And we're all here. We all here have to take a level of responsibility, because ultimately, if we didn't buy these projects, these rug pulls don't happen. These kinds of issues don't happen. It's still early to say. I don't know who's caused this. I mean, there's an argument on the one side it's the exchange. There's an argument on the one side it's the insiders. There's an argument on the one side it was some of the the advisors. I mean, one of the people, there's a tweet here from Look On Chain, 5 hours before the crash, a wallet had been dormant for 1 year, transferred 2 million to a wallet potentially linked to Shane Shin. Is this related to the rumored OTC deals? This wallet received 2 million at 12 million, but is now only worth 1.57. I don't know. Seems a little bit small. I mean, you had this tweet here. According to Arkham, 2 of those wallets are linked to Laser Digital, a strategic advisor in the Mantra project. But then Laser Digital came out, and again, I'm not sure. We have to fact check whether this is a real profile, because they don't have verification, but there's no other Laser Digital profile on X. We want to directly address, we have no involvement in the recent price collapse. On-chain movements of linked to Laser wallets have been flagged publicly. These are not our wallets. We're here to help grow the ecosystem. Transparency matters, blah, 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 blah. So that's, no one's really putting their hands up and saying, we're taking responsibility from it. If you look at the parties that you would look at, one, is it insiders? If it's those insiders, we need to find out, where are those wallets? Where have the top holders gone? Did the insiders rug this project? Two, was it the exchanges? Did the exchanges play a double-edged game and purposely wreck the project through adjusting their risk mechanisms? That's something we have to look at. Three, is it insider advisors, people like Laser Digital, some of the supporters of the project? They're denying it too. So all three key parties at this point are denying it. The founders are saying no, the advisors are saying no, the exchange Binance is saying no, although they did say that we have changed some of the mechanisms. Oh, lot to take in, guys. $6 billion wrecked. And it's a humbling reminder, right? I've been through Terra Luna. I've been through 3 Hours Capital. I've seen FTX. I've seen Voyager Capital. You would have thought I've seen it all, right? But another project which bites the dust. And it's another reminder for all of you, right? Crypto is somewhere where you want to make your money, you want to be smart, you want to take profits when you see any profits, and you want to book it and move on. And that's ultimately what this game is. Nobody's here to look after your interests apart from you. Make sure you understand that. Now, one day, I have, hopes that this space becomes a beautiful space. We know that the stock market started in the same vein, right? Pumps and dumps and penny stocks and various people getting wrecked. And that's why we now evolve into this world of stocks, which we have now, which is hugely regulated. And I want regulation for crypto. I'll say it time and time again. This is not my first time over the years saying I want regulation for crypto. I want a regulated market. I don't want it the way Gary Gensler did, which was regulation by enforcement and not being clear. I want someone to come in, put regulation in crypto in a very clear and precise way where you're communicating with exchanges, with projects, with founders, with all crypto-related companies and investors, and do it in a nice way. Get crypto to the level that stocks are now, and then things will be a lot calmer. But you understand that I think everybody who's watching this understands that by the time crypto gets to that point, the gains are not going to be the gains you're seeing in the market, right? So it's a double-edged sword where people want the outside gains. They want the crazy 10, 20, 30x's. They don't want the 15% you're getting in the stock market, the 20%. And that comes with a level of risk. But these kind of things, you can't help but leave a sour taste in the mouth where billions of dollars are being scammed out this market. I want somebody to come out, take accountability. Hopefully we learn more in the next few hours. But right now, that is where we sit. In the coming hours, we will host a community connect on X to discuss these events further. Please do not click on any scam links. Mantra is a project that has survived and operated through multiple microcycles. When others stopped building, we kept going. This is no exception, as our recent look. Guys, this, I just want to look at this. First DeFi protocol licensed by Dubai's Vara. I'm sat in Dubai now. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean, right? If this can still happen to investors, what does that mean? And look, they're going to come back with the narrative that, we'll build this back, we'll bring it back. On what basis? What basis are you going to build the trust back for people to come back into this project? Fat chance of that happening, right? Now, the other thing, the communication from the team has been appalling. Appalling. I do want to emphasize on that. One thing I look at in times of crisis, and I did the same with Do Kwon. What did Do Kwon do? He came out very defensive, and we covered this live. I have the videos. Go watch it. He came out very, very defensive. He even said, your size is not size. You remember those famous tweets? And, the JP Mullen stuff here is not giving good vibes, guys. It's not giving good vibes. It's not transparent. It's some retweets. There's no space. He's going to interview with Gareth later today for Cointelegraph. He's going to interview with Guzman for CoinAge Media. And that's it. Why do you need to interview? Why? Spin up a space. Press a button. Go live like Ben from Bybit did in his moment. What have you got to hide? Get your team in a room, right? Get your analysts in a room. Get your legal advisor in the room. Get whoever you want in a room if you've got nothing to hide. And get on alive and answer the community question. Tell us what happened. Show your wallets. Walk people through things. Take questions from the community. Don't hide behind journalists. We don't need to in this day and age. Do better. Do better. Difficult day for the crypto space. Puts us back a big sway, guys. Bitcoin's doing well. We'll cover that on a stream later on today. But this is not good. These are signs. This is bear market tactics. This is not good. We saw the FTX crash, ultimately led to us falling down to 15,500 in Bitcoin and start, this was one of the early signs of the bear market in that cycle. Could this be a bellwether, a canary in the coal mine for a difficult period for crypto coming up? Even though we have a green day, it's a red day for crypto in terms of, the message we're sending out to people who are putting their hard-earned dollars into cryptos like this. Let me know your view on guys. Drop in the comments. Weigh in on your thoughts on what happened with Mantra. Again, a project which is not a meme coin. This is a project that signed $1 billion deal with one of the biggest real estate companies in the world. Insane, insane, insane. Smash the likes. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.